Oh yeah. Then I went on to SFTS, which is Senior Flying Training School, where, to my fury, I got a measle.
A measle, singular.
Well, it was just one red spot on my chest,
Yeah.
and I felt a bit mouldy. Right into the sick bay, because there was measles running around. So I said I didn't have measles, I had a measle, which was so. But anyhow, that put me back a month, and I was terribly disappointed. The other course all went on, and I think I just started on the Harvards, but then we land in the, and normally you land with wheels and flaps down, of course, and we're on the ground, and I tried to pull the wheels up because I had the wrong lever, and this instructor swore at me and said, "Don't move, you fool, bloody hell." So I thought, God, no, I'm off the course. And he leapt out and he saw that the locks were in place, and he apologised. And I thought, I suppose I could be on the boat and go back home now, and I'll be. And he said, no. He said, you won't do that again. So, will you please? So I said, no, sir. God, thank you so much. So he was very nice. He was. I really blessed him. He let me off. Anyhow. Then, to my surprise, various chums I got to know, they were being thrown off the course too. And I thought they were all pretty good. I assumed that everyone was better than me, which was not in fact the case. Oh yeah, I just remember Wings Parade. They said, we were divided up. Those who did well at ground school and could fly a bit were commissioned. They were pilot officers, lowest form of animal life. But we were mere sergeants. But there was terrific class consciousness in the officers' mess then, and for those of us of a certain background, it was very tedious to be presumed to be inferior, and that came up time and again later on. But anyhow, a lot of the sergeants were a very rough lot, and they had only one adjective, which was constantly repeated, and so I wasn't really. I teed up with the son of a peer, who was also a very scruffy bugger, and in the sick bay with my measle, everything froze like rock. You'd think you're walking back from the guardroom into camp, and you thought, God, if I stop here, the wind stops blowing, I shall freeze solid. And I'll stand like a statue until the spring when I fall over. It was bitterly, bitterly cold. Anyhow, enough of that. So finally, Wings Parade, finally we all lined up, and sheep were divided from the goats, and I thought, well, hell, this. But of course, I never tried to lead anyone. You see, I never tried to throw my weight about, or so I was not a leader. Later on, became one, but I was not a leader. I was just a follower. I went my own way. I was completely independent, and so I did not get a commission. And I remember seeing all these hundreds of chaps standing up, and then they pinned our wings on in big hair, and they said, well, God, I looked around and I thought, well, God, if all these clowns could do it, I suppose there's nothing to it to get wings. But of course, we had been weeded out along the way.
Of course.
But we were all ramping to get onto OTU, Operational Training Unit. But the chop rate had reduced a bit for fighter pilots anyhow. But it vastly increased for bomber pilots, and Rob was killed, I heard, while I was in Canada. I heard from my pa, and of course I heard from him about 2 weeks after Rob was dead. So that's how communication went around.
So can I ask, was that by letter?
Yeah, by letter from my father. That's how communication went around.
And presumably communication with your family was, when you were in Canada, was purely by letter and infrequent as a result.
Oh yeah, but also you had to be submitted to the censor.
Right.
Oh yeah, you couldn't send any stuff to your family until the censor looked at it.